Hello and welcome to another episode of the Unthinkable Tech Podcast. I'm your host Anmol Satija, and today we are here to discuss a topic that is crucial when you're dealing with patient data. I'm talking about healthcare software compliances. So, we are in an era where data breaches and privacy concerns dominate the headlines. Ensuring that healthcare software meets stringent regulatory standards is becoming all the way more important. But what does it actually take to navigate this complex landscape successfully? How do we balance innovation and compliance at the same time? So, to help us unravel this, we have a very special guest with us today. Apurva Chand, Health Tech Consultant at Unthinkable Solutions. Apurva brings a wealth of knowledge and hands-on experience in helping health tech organizations meet compliance standards. Welcome, Apurva. Excited to have you on the show.
Thank you, Anmol, for your kind words. It's a pleasure to be here.
The pleasure is all ours, Apurva. So, to begin with, I would like to mention that we all are aware that technological innovations are happening in a very rapid pace in the healthcare industry specifically. But it is also very heavily regulated to ensure safety and data security, right? Which is, of course, the priority. And it seems that it creates a challenge for health tech companies, as on the one hand, they are constantly striving to develop cutting-edge solutions, and on the other hand, they must adhere to all rigorous standards and regulations, right? So, my question to you is, how does a company strike that perfect balance between innovation and compliance?
See, Anmol, balancing innovation and compliance in the health tech industry is no small feat, but it's crucial for the success. And we have been dealing with numerous clients to navigate this delicate balance. And we have come across some key strategies that have worked wonder for the clients. To start with, I will tell you one of my project experience. So, the client had a vision to have an application which covers the complete journey of the patient, from scheduling the appointment to their claim settlement, along with the patient portal app.
Okay.
So, if I talk about the app, that app will store a lot of patient health information. Considering the volume of the patient medical records and personal data, it requires careful planning and execution, along with the best development practices that will ensure that we are building a compliant application. So, for this, we came up with several plans to make sure the innovative idea the client had should meet with the compliance and have a success in market eventually. So, we started by understanding the regulation that will require. Like in USA, we have HIPAA and GDPR in Europe.
Right.
Another effective strategy is to build a cross-functional team. We always recommend having both technical experts and compliance officers work together.
Okay.
This way, innovative ideas are evaluated with regulatory requirement in mind. And one thing we also did, we had a regular training, and updates are also crucial. So regulation can change and staying updated is essential. We conduct quarterly training sessions for our developers and the test engineer, ensuring the team is always informed about the latest compliance requirements. This makes it easier to adapt and innovate without fall of regulations. So, this development and testing is another key approach. By adopting the iterative approach, where solutions are continuously tested against compliance standard, issues can be caught and fixed early. So, in this way, what we did, we made the habit of the test engineers to not just test the application as per the requirement, but test the application as per the compliant requirement. So, this made our product more helpful for the compliant part. So, it's a thing to remember that innovation and compliance can coexist. When balanced effectively, they can drive the business forward. So, by these measures, we can have the balance between the innovation and compliance in health tech industry. Like, I have my own examples. So, for me, this worked. So, I will suggest the same thing to everybody.
Okay. So, I think that was an interesting example and some crucial strategies, Apurva. Moving on, you mentioned regulations like HIPAA in the US and GDPR in the Europe. I think these are just a couple of the many standards out there. So, for our listeners who might be navigating the space, could you give us an overview of the key regulations and compliances that healthcare software companies need to be aware of, and how do they vary geographically?
Yeah, like I will be very happy to explain the Q regulations and the standards of each of the compliances we have. So to start with, I will start with the USA one. So in United States, we have a very big HIPAA compliance. Everyone talk about if the app is there, which is of a health tech industry, that should be HIPAA compliant. So HIPAA is something like Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. So HIPAA is all about protecting patient information. If your software handles patient data, you need to make sure it's secure and private. No one can have a access of that particular patient information, as this is very critical. So by if I talk about this, means like encrypting data and controlling who has access to it, and regularly checking for any security issues. Like I myself have worked on a USA based EHR project where we have built one particular functionality just to store this particular patient information. So we had developed a user role specification that every user will have specific roles, and only specific allowed user can have the access of the patient information. So
Okay.
this user role can be one of the best practice they can have to protect the HIPAA in USA. And moving forward with the Europe one, in Europe we have GDPR. So GDPR is broader than HIPAA because it's about protecting all personal data, not just health information. It requires companies to get explicit consent from the users, like here users mean patient, before collecting their data, and it gives user the right to access, correct or delete their data. Basically, any updation in the patient information, we need the consent from the patient that we are allowed to do that particular changes in their data.
Right.
So if you're operating in Europe, you need to be very transparent about what data you're collecting and why.
Okay.
In addition to these, there are some other important standards to consider as well. Like in Singapore, we have PDPA. So PDPA regulates the collection, use and disclosure of personal data by organizations in Singapore. So it basically shows the importance of obtaining consent and ensuring data accuracy. Then moving forward, we have a ISO 13485, which is an international standard for medical devices. So if your applications deals with any medical devices, you should be having ISO 13485. So it's like you need to meet these standards to ensure it's safe and effective, because these devices is eventually going to use by the patient.
Okay.
Then we have NHS Data Security and Protection Toolkit. So in United Kingdom, we have this NHS Toolkit provides a framework for ensuring data security and protection in the UK's National Health Services. It covers areas such as data protection, information governance, and incident management.
Okay.
So now these regulations can seem overwhelming, but as we discussed earlier, with proper planning, we can achieve this.
Yeah, it actually sounds like there's a lot to keep track of. Like different regions have their own set of regulations, but I think in the end, all of them aim to protect patient data and ensure privacy, right? So now that we are aware how critical compliance is, it makes me wonder about the best time to address compliance. So, Apurva, when should companies start checking for compliances? Like, should it be done before the product is ready, or is it better to integrate compliance checks earlier in the development cycle? What are your thoughts?
So I believe that compliance checks should start early in the development cycle and continue throughout. So starting early ensures that compliance is built into the product from the ground up,
Yeah.
and reducing the risk of significant issues later on. Waiting until the product is ready can lead to costly rework and delays.
Right.
Integrating compliance in each stage of development process from planning to maintenance is the best approach according to me.
Okay. Yeah, that actually makes sense, Apurva. Starting early can definitely help in avoiding last minute rushes and potential pitfalls, But building on that, like, could you walk us through the steps that health tech companies can take at each step of the development life cycle to ensure that they are fully compliant?
Yeah, sure. As we discussed earlier too, at every stage we have to continue compliance check. So these are some steps which that can be followed at each stage by health tech companies. So the first step in every product development is requirement gathering.
Right.
So at this stage, we need to identify all regulatory requirements that the software must comply with. This involves understanding the relevant laws and standards such as HIPAA, GDPR, ONC certification requirements, and engage with legal and compliance experts early to ensure all the necessary regulations are considered. So there can be a situation where we assume this particular compliance saying something else, but the compliance expert says no, this is like that. So all these things should be handled at the stage of requirement gathering.
Okay.
So then the next comes the product designing phase. So in this, we need to ensure the software architecture supports compliance requirement. This can include designing system for secure data storage, implementing encryption, and ensuring data integrity.
Right.
So this should, like when the solution architect design the system, they should make sure that these points they are keeping in their mind. And then they can incorporate role-based access control to restrict access to sensitive information based on user roles.
Right.
And on the top of that, they can have some audit trail, like what has been edited by whom, when, everything, so that we can keep a logging mechanism to track access and modification of patient data. So in this way, if something is modified or something has been changed, we have a track, okay, this particular user has the access and the previous information was this and they have edited to this. So we have a track for that.
Right.
Then comes the development phase. So when I mentioned we should keep continuing the compliance check, I was talking about development phase. So generally what happens, some faults are left only on this phase only.
Okay.
Because in this phase, the developers are developing the system and they sometimes miss this compliance standard. So we should follow coding standards and practices to ensure compliance. Use secure coding techniques to avoid any hiccups later on. For this, we can have SQL injections and cross-site scripting.
Okay.
And then again, on the coding level also, we should implement audit trails. So if some error is coming, if some data is getting missed, we have an audit for that as well. So at the code level also, we should have an audit trail.
Right.
Then conduct regular code reviews and security assessment to identify and address potential compliance issue.
Okay.
Then comes the final stage of development, that is testing. So I mentioned previously too how testing is incorporated with compliance can have a boost in the system. So include compliance testing in the strategy. Validate that all regulatory requirements are met and perform comprehensive security testing. Use automated testing tools to check for compliance with standards and regulations. This automation tools can help a lot. Then we have a JMeter through which we can have like a bulk testing. So if someday there are multiple users using the system at the same time, so that will not hamper the system. So that can also happen during the testing phase.
Right.
So by integrating compliance check at each stage of the development cycle, health tech companies can create applications that not only meet regulatory requirements but also build trust with users and stakeholders. So this proactive approach helps avoid last-minute rushes and potential pitfalls, as you mentioned, ensuring smoother and more secure development process.
Right. That was a really thorough breakdown, Apurva. And I think it's clear that compliance isn't one-time effort, but something that needs to be woven into every stage of the development life cycle.
Right.
So now, considering all these stages and the need of continuous checks, are there any tools or frameworks that you consider to work best when managing compliances? You just mentioned some automated testing tools, right? So there must be many other. So can you walk us through that?
Yes, there are several tools and frameworks that can assist in managing compliance effectively. So talking about the automated testing tools, we have Selenium, we have JUnit, we have JMeter. So this can include, like these tools we can include for our compliance testing, and these tools help ensure that regulatory requirements. So you just need to make these tools, like in Selenium, you just need to make the code as much as the compliant one, and then these tools will test the code automatically and generate a report for you.
Okay.
Then comes the static code analysis tool, right? So this is for the development phase I was talking about. So we can have a SonarQube. Like SonarQube is the best example of static code analysis tool for now, which
Okay.
as far as I know. So SonarQube help ensure code adherence to secure coding practices. So the tech lead or the solution architect can make, like, SonarQube is also something that we tell them, okay, these functions are required. Like, there's no repetition of code. There are no creating more tables and columns. So SonarQube can check all these particular part when the PR is reviewed or merged.
Okay.
Then in my current project also, like, developers use SonarQubes that lead in making sure code's quality should meet the standards. So currently I'm working in an EMR and EHR project. So we are using SonarQube.
Okay.
Then comes the compliance management platforms. So solutions like Company Track and RSA Archer help manage and track compliance requirements and audits. So what these platforms do, these platforms offer centralized management of compliance activities, documentation and reporting. So then I talk about the security framework. So we can have some implementation of frameworks like NIST and HITRUST. So HITRUST is one of the most used in USA. So these frameworks ensure that software meets security compliance standards. These frameworks provide guidelines and best practices for securing data and managing risk.
Okay.
Then comes CI/CD pipeline. So this is again the development thing comes up. So integrating compliance sec into continuous integrating and continuous development, which is CI/CD pipelines, ensures compliance is verified with every build and development. This approach automates the compliance validation and reduces the risk of human error.
Okay. Now that we have discussed why and how can we meet regulatory standards, I want to know, what if somebody fails to meet these regulations? Like, how can it affect companies in both short term and long term?
So non-compliance can have serious repercussions. Financial penalties can be substantial. If I talk about data, in 2020, a large healthcare provider was fined $6.85 million for HIPAA violation.
Yeah, that is actually a very huge number.
Right, and that too only for HIPAA. So this shows how much these compliances are important. And talking about fines, I remember that there was a client and his product was not ONC certified. So every month he was facing hefty fines. And just to give you overview about ONC certification, so the certification ensures that the product meets standards for security and functionality, which are critical for maintaining compliance. So again, ONC certification is something which just see whether your product is compliant or not. Like, there are multiple compliances. So that is just a certification which will ensure your product is ready to launch in every part of USA.
Okay.
So just because my client was not ONC certified, he was facing hefty fines. So main motto of his was to get the ONC certification. Then if I talk about the non-compliances, like as you mentioned, that they can have short and long-term impact on the business. That's true. They have short and long-term impacts. So talking about short-term impact, beyond fine is one thing, right? But non-compliance can lead to legal liabilities, including lawsuits from patients whose data may have been compromised. So these lawsuits can be costly and time-consuming, diverting resources away from the company's primary focus and damaging its financial stability.
Right.
So, and apart from this financial and legal thing, there's a reputational damage. So, in healthcare, trust is everything.
Right.
If company fails to comply with regulations and experience a data breach of the compliance issue, it can suffer significant reputational damage. Patient and partners may lose trust in the organization, leading to a loss of business and partnership. Rebuilding this trust can be incredibly challenging and time-consuming. Moving forward to the long-term impacts. So, in long-term, non-compliance can hinder a company's growth and market expansion. So, let's just take one example. A company that fails to meet GDPR standards may find it challenging to operate in the European market, right? Similarly, lacking ONC certification can limit a company's ability to work with certain healthcare providers and organizations in the US.
Okay.
So, as I told you about the client, so the client product was not ONC certified. He had multiple clinics in USA, like hundreds of clinics was there, but he was not able to use his product.
Okay.
So that's a rule in USA. You have to be ONC certified to use your product. So the market expansion also gets blocked because of this. So if I summarize the answer for you, the impacts of non-compliances are extensive and can affect the health tech company financially, legally, operationally, and reputationally. Ensuring compliances from outset is not just about avoiding penalties. It's about building a sustainable, trustworthy business. By prioritizing compliance, companies can protect patient data, maintain trust, and ensure long-term success.
That was quite interesting to know. Now, as we come to the end of the episode, I'm curious to know about how emerging technologies are influencing healthcare landscape. What future trends do you foresee in the healthcare compliance, and how should leaders prepare for them?
So talking about the future trend and how leaders should get prepared for it, the upcoming eras of AI, blockchain, and IoT.
Right.
Everywhere we are listening about artificial intelligence, blockchain. So one thing I believe that health tech experts should be investing in advanced technologies. So these advanced technologies will enhance their compliance capability, which includes adopting compliance management platforms that integrate these technologies.
Okay.
So if I further explain about AI and blockchain, so AI basically helps automate compliance monitoring and detect potential violation in real time, reducing the burden on human. And on the other hand, blockchain offers secure, transparent way to handle patient data, ensuring data integrity and traceability, which is crucial for the compliance. The next thing the health tech experts should invest in is collaboration with tech experts. So there are multiple consultants who are specialized in these healthcare compliances and with the emerging technologies, like how they can incorporate these with the help of compliances. So they should invest and have some consultants which can provide valuable insights and help in effectively implementing new technologies for compliance. So just summarizing this, emerging technologies are reshaping the landscape of healthcare compliance, offering new tools and methods to ensure regulatory adherence and data security.
Right.
So, by embracing these technologies and preparing the future trends, healthcare organization can not only meet compliance requirements but also gain a competitive edge in the market, driving innovation and improving patient care.
That is really insightful, Apurva. Thank you so much. And I think these technologies do offer incredible potential to streamline the compliance efforts and improve patient care overall. Well, that brings us to the end of the episode. And Apurva, thank you so much for sharing your expertise, knowledge with us. You have provided a wealth of information that serves invaluable for anyone navigating the complex landscape of healthcare compliance. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anmol. It was lovely experience talking with you.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in for this episode of the Unthinkable Tech Podcast. If you found this discussion helpful, don't forget to subscribe and share it with your colleagues and friends. Until next time, keep exploring the unthinkable.